Namaste, Rev G. So sorry that I missed yesterday. My intention was to definitely do the Advent commitment that I said I was going to do, and the day just got away from me, and that was it. When you have a newborn, which is what Sister Chris and I have, is this little sweet Pache. I'm going to show you at the end of this. You could just kind of see her. She's really something else, but she is a handful, that is for sure. And so the hours go by pretty quickly around here with work and darshan and seminary and all the other things that we have going on. So anyway, we do the best we can. And so last week, we're talking about Advent, right? So what I was thinking was like, we're preparing the way for Spirit to enter in. And so the first thing, like if you're going to be welcoming guests in, if you're going to invite people to come over your house, the first thing you're going to do is clean thoroughly. So we talked about that last week, sort of that inventory, that searching and fearless moral inventory that we talk about in recovery. And, and so that's like kind of looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly, the things that we want to, things that are working for us that we want to keep, things that are not, the clutter, getting rid of that stuff, that just doesn't serve us. And when you're in crisis, or you're in overwhelm, or you're in physical pain, emotional pain, whatever is going on for you, it makes it really, really hard to to clean out the negative thinking and bring in, there's that song that we did a few weeks ago, Margaret Owen's song, got to get the hell out, got to get the heaven in. So hard to do sometimes. It's like when you've like neglected your house maybe for a long time, and it's like going to be a super duper heavy duty cleaning. You almost want to hire somebody to come in and do it for you. It's so much, right? So when we talk about cleaning, we're talking about, and this is again last week, first week of Advent, cleaning out mind, body, spirit, of the things that are not bringing me closer to God, not bringing me to a closer relationship with God. The second week, which we're in now, the second week is, I was thinking about it like, setting the table. So I know that when I have guests coming, I think about, and so does Sister Chris, like, the design of the table, and how is it going to look, and what tablecloth, and what particular color, and what kind of dishes. Am I going to bring out the good stuff? Am I going to do disposable, like to keep it simple? And also I'm thinking about how many guests I have at the table, and are we going to fit, right? So, and are we going to fit comfortably, and is it going to look good, and is everybody going to have a comfortable seat? So what I'm thinking about in terms of like, how does this apply in my spiritual life, and how does this apply for me day to day as I prepare for Spirit to enter in, or really Spirit's there already, so it's really more like, am I a welcoming vessel, right? So what I'm thinking about when I'm saying like set the table is, first of all, tools. There are certain tools I need. There are certain things that I need, utensils that I need. In the same way, what is it that brings me closer to God? For me, it's like this kind of thing where I have a commitment, and I have to speak out loud. Whoever is listening, great. Whoever's getting anything out of it, even better. But mostly, this is my spiritual practice. This is for me, so that I could hear in my own voice that which I want to bring into reality, right? Into action. So the utensils, or setting the table. What represents the dishes, the knives, the forks, the tools that we need to actually nourish ourselves. For me, it is something like this, what I'm doing now, this practice, the Ramadan practice, the journey to our inner Mecca that I do, and Lent. Sometimes I do a Lenten practice. Hey, every Sunday night at 6:30, Sacred Celebration of Spirit. That's part of my spiritual practice. Lighting a candle, very significant for me. I don't know why. probably my Catholic foundation, Catholic upbringing, being brought up a lot around candles and the significance of lighting them and why we set the intention. So candles are like a utensil, if you will, for me, a spiritual tool. Incense of all kinds, of any kind, frankincense, sage, Palo Santo, whatever it is, Nag Champa. For me, it's very important that I engage my senses. So, my sense of sight, my sense of touch, my sense of smell, listening to beautiful music. And it doesn't have to be, religious, spiritual music either. It doesn't have to be new age music. It doesn't have to be, who is it? What was that name? Enya? No, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be kirtan. It could be. It doesn't have to be chants. It could be. It doesn't have to be. I get an awful lot out of listening to, oldies like the 60s and the 70s and even some 80s and 90s music that, even though it's secular music, listen, God is in and of and about everything. So that means that even in the secular, not cursing rap, and I want to kill you rap, that's a lower vibration. I'm sorry. I said this last week. Cursing, which I've been pretty good at. I'm starting to break the habit. Thank you, God. Every once in a while I have a slip, but it's not like cursing becomes part of my language. Like I don't want that in my life anymore. It's a lower vibration. And just like I want to kind of get the hell out of the brain and let the heaven in, and constantly making those adjustments, how do I do that? I do that through the tools, the spiritual tools. Reading literature like Don Miguel Ruiz, Four Agreements. We're doing that now. I'm engaged in a workshop about that right now. It's very helpful. And all of these things are really good reminders. So how I set the table and the utensils that I use for my spiritual connection is some of these things that I've shared. The lighting of the candle, the teaching, and just kind of saying things out loud, even if it's just with one other person. And virtually anybody could be watching this, and I do believe where 2 or 3 are gathered, there I am in the midst. So anyway, that's my take on preparing the way for Spirit to enter in, week 2, as we set the table for Spirit. How do we set the table, and what are the utensils that we use? And so I'm gonna end, and I'm gonna show you something really special, really, really special. Okay, so there's the baby. There's Pace. Pace means peace in Italian. And hi, Pace. Say hi to everybody. You're our newest family member.